Hello everybody, welcome to the Zombie Kast. I am Brandon Carey, your illustrious host. Joining me this week is James Hughes.
James Hughes, at your service.
Benjamin Figueroa.
Yeah, don't point the middle finger at me, but alright.
And Kosher Dill Pickles.
I'm not Jewish.
I think Dylan just learned what kosher meant today.
I did!
All day. You've been calling him that for like six straight episodes.
I know it for like a week, I just kept forgetting to say it.
It took you this long, the final episode of Zombie Kast, to figure out what Kosher Dill Pickles means.
No, I know what kosher dill pick. I didn't know what kosher was. Until like a week ago.
Oh god.
Now we can apply it.
I just kind of was like, oh, kosher must be like a Muslim or something. You know?
Yeah, because Brandon's calling you
No, it means blessed.
Because Brandon has called any of us. It means blessed.
Well, like, on a
No. One at a time, pickle jars get blessed by a priest,
That's
and then
true.
they move on.
Well,
That's how they're kosher dill.
That means
like,
you've been
That's
blessed.
a rabbi, you call those things rabbis in Jewish
Jewish.
religion. I'm
Okay.
sorry. I am sorry, Jewish people.
Sure.
I thought it meant like something like, oh, is that cool? Because I mean, taking a mirror, like, is that kosher? Like, I was like, oh, that must mean is that right?
Anyway, we are a gaming news podcast, not a commentary on pickles or
and being
Jewish religion and stuff. We are gaming news podcast. We're just going to start the stories now before this gets out of
We
hand.
spent a whole minute talking about Jewish pickles.
And kosher.
God damn,
We will start with a Blizzard story, because why the hell not?
because we've had like 8 of them. It's like,
Like
no,
one
Remember the
we've
patch?
had 12.
Do you remember the patch I mentioned last week on the Zombie Cast
About what?
Yeah.
for Blizzard for Diablo 3?
Which one?
Well, they're on that patch. They're going to add another feature, some more features for post-game content. One of them is going to be they're going to raise level cap. What they're going to do is originally the game was level cap is level 60, but now you can experience level past that to what's called 100, what they're going to call Paragon levels. Once you go to 60, you go to Paragon level 1. Then you level up all the way from 1 to level 100 on Paragon levels.
Now, is it going to be like Call of Duty's, what is it, Prestige?
Prestige,
where you go Prestige and you just lose fucking everything.
No.
It's
You keep
different in
it,
RPGs.
you keep everything. It's just another advancement essentially.
Oh, okay.
But once you get past that level, for every Paragon level you're at, it'll increase the amount of gold you receive and the chance of a magic item drop by 3% per level. So it is cumulative.
So essentially, they just added like 100 new levels you can level up to.
Yes.
Now that's a level cap increase, right?
And that's more stuff to do.
And when you get to
Yeah.
level 100, that means you no longer have to. You capped at the amount of gold and item drop boost you can have. Therefore, you can use all those items you get on other things.
Like the auction house.
Yeah, like the auction house or for weapon effects, more useful effects.
Well, for a game that's single player, by the time you hit Prestige level 100, I really doubt there's much else to do.
Well,
And get another 60.
People
Yeah.
have put thousands of hours into Diablo 2.
Well, yeah, because Diablo 2
Of
was
course,
like the most.
There was no auction house, which changes the game completely.
Yeah.
But
Diablo 2.
I don't know,
it's still worth bringing up.
I don't understand those kind of games. I'm not knocking them, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
It's the
Literally, I don't understand.
Do you like pretty shiny things?
I do.
The whole point of the game is to get more and more pretty shiny
I
things.
like pretty
They get more and better pretty shiny things.
Is like the whole point of Diablo to kill the devil? Or something?
No, the whole point is to get pretty shiny things.
That's how you play the game. Click, 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 click.
It's like he's watching it.
Yes.
It's like he's watching internet. Nice one there.
Yes, but the core of the game is just pretty shiny things.
I like pretty shiny.
Exactly, we all like pretty shiny things.
We all like pretty shiny.
And we're like,
Anyway, we're going to go from Diablo to Dark Souls news. You know about Dark.
I have not heard anything on Dark Souls in a very
yeah. Then the
They're
Demon
releasing a port for the PC called the Prepare to Die edition
Oh, nice.
of Dark Souls.
They're the only one who accepts the fact that their game is beyond difficult.
That's the draw, is that the game is ungodly difficult. That's the draw of Dark
God.
Souls.
That is
Anyway,
tough.
that's not the story. The story is that it released, and it had pretty low resolution graphics. Not SD, but just low texture, as in it's a very small screen.
Yeah.
And they couldn't fix it because they developed this port for like a year and they couldn't fix it due to other issues.
Right.
The moment the game was released, guess how long it took a modder to fix that and get high resolution graphics.
An hour.
23 minutes.
23 minutes.
To be fair to the modder, he had a program already lined out. He was just testing it on Dark Souls to see if it would make a low-resolution model into a high-resolution one.
Oh.
And it worked.
Like
He got a high-resolution mod up in 23 minutes.
And these people who had like hundreds of dollars can't even make it. Like these people who are like rolling it hundreds.
Because it takes only hundreds of dollars to make a game.
Well, it doesn't take billions of dollars to make resolution.
It takes a couple thousand, actually. It takes a couple
If you
thousand.
have a
It
strong
doesn't
enough
take
computer,
$1 million to make.
and good enough
resolution,
programs,
yeah.
you can hack it. I mean, you can mod
You
it.
can hack it.
You can have some.
But yeah, that's kind of funny to me. I was just pointing it out. 23 minutes.
Just some no name did it.
Just
Yeah.
Some no name.
Some no-game NeoGAF user. Anyway, we're gonna move on to Square Enix news.
Square Enix.
The new Tomb Raider game will not have as many puzzles as they did in the previous games to focus on, quote, a smart and resourceful Laura who is better able to navigate her environment.
So focusing more on bow and arrows.
I guess hardcore style moves, I would
It's
suppose.
like the Hunger
Focus
Games.
more on platforming than
It's way
puzzle
better than
solving.
like remember how God of War puzzles
I
were.
hated God Dur so.
Wait, did you say? Oh, God of War Puzzle. I thought you said God of War Plus.
I hated the God of War.
I remember the God of
Did
War.
anyone
Plus
actually?
puzzle.
I liked the puzzles only as a way to break up the combat section.
Well, that's
What?
why
The actual puzzles themselves were pretty shitty.
Which one?
They were annoying.
On all of them, just in
Yeah.
general.
All of them, the puzzles were not
Well, like
very
God
good.
of War. Why did you not want to kill more people in God of War?
That's
That
what
was
I'm
the
trying to
Well,
do.
if it's nothing but combat, then
Yeah.
you'll get
Look
bored
at-
of it eventually.
look how
You
much
need to
work
break
it's
it up.
made.
Well, that's why 3 is so short, because they had no real puzzles. They had some puzzles, but nothing else too
But not
brain
only
tripping.
that, God of War 3, it was like kind of new
The
on the
puzzles
console.
really only exist to break up the combat
It's
sections,
true.
Like,
and that's something you need to do.
Yeah.
How? It was only out 2 years after PS3. 3 years after PS3 came out.
So if we're gonna focus more on platforming and that, I think that's
It
actually a
came
good
out
decision.
2006,
It
right?
could
Then
be.
God of War came out
Let's be
2006?
honest.
God of War.
Some people just don't like solving puzzles.
It did.
I don't like solving.
I'm just. Oh yeah, you're right.
I'm not a puzzle solver. I mean, I can, but I'm not a puzzle solver
Yeah.
type of guy.
Yeah,
But you love Abe's Odyssey.
But I love Abe's Odyssey. I love Abe's Odyssey.
In other Square Enix news, the Final Fantasy XIII development team is set to unveil the newest entry in the Lightning Saga.
Fuck that.
Alright.
Well,
It will continue the story from 13, 13-2, and the DLC pack Lightning Story Requiem of the Goddess.
13-3.
13.
Alright, guys.
It's quite possibly 13.
I just want to say this.
Retarded.
I went to GameStop.
Final Fantasy would die.
No, they just don't want to work on Kingdom Hearts 3. That's
No,
all.
specifically 13. Final Fantasy 13 itself needs to we need to finish that battle. No one asked for a 13.
They're scared to work on Kingdom Hearts 3.
Why?
Yeah, they
What
don't-
is so scary about working on Kingdom? I don't even play Kingdom Hearts.
Alright.
And
They just don't want to make it. That's
I
all.
want to say this.
you know how much money they would make
Guys.
off of Kingdom Hearts 3?
When I went to GameStop the other day, and I saw Final Fantasy 13 Part 1 and Part 2 right next to each other, and people said 13-2 is a lot better, right?
It is.
How are they both pre-ordered and they're selling 13-1 for more? I was just like, what? Like, what is going on here?
I don't know.
Well, I've already profited off 13-2 more than they did with 13, the first one, I think. Simply because it was released faster and with less money.
Was,
Yeah.
And they had lower budget.
was it released under a year from the first one?
About a year.
Yeah,
About a
yeah.
year?
I think, yeah, roughly a year.
Like, they didn't like 13 like took like 6 years or some shit to be made. Because it
It
was
took
like
a stupidly long amount of time to get released.
Well,
Well,
because
12 was
13-2
on the
already had that-
PS2.
They already had the engine set and everything.
Yeah.
Character model.
Right.
And I hope they learned that lesson. You don't need to redo your engine each and every freaking time.
Yeah,
yeah, that's a lot of money and a lot of time.
Yeah.
yeah.
Just use the same engine. Use similar assets, but you do them in different new
Do
ways.
something different, yeah.
Final Fantasy 2 came out.
Make
2,
better
yeah.
characters.
Final Fantasy 12 came out a while ago.
Like they added that. They added that.
I did, yeah. I was like, yeah, that came
Final
out.
Fantasy 2
That came out a couple
years
20
ago.
years
Yeah,
ago.
but
I
Yeah, yes.
I'm at 12.
Dylan does consider himself a 90s kid.
I am a 90s.
Being born
99.
in 99.
Hey, I'm still considered a 90s kid. I
Don't
remember,
even say yes.
I remember partying in my Saturn. In my Saturn car.
You go on.
In other news, do you remember Peter Molyneux's new game Curiosity, where you dig the cube
remake, actually.
Yeah,
Someone
yeah.
finally buy the shit?
No.
Ah.
The game isn't even out yet.
Oh.
It's just been delayed. It was supposed to come out this month, but it's not going to come out sometime in September.
DLC
next
pack.
month.
Dude, that'd be bullshit. Someone paid for that thing for $78,000 and it was just a trailer for a new game.
Mystery
The-
box.
Remember, the game is to remove 60 million cubes. All the players are going to work together to build this, to get this. And he doesn't. We don't know what the prize is. He still hasn't announced it yet. But he's promised that it will be, quote, life changing.
Doubt it.
It's gonna be a trailer
Doubt
for
it.
Crash Bandicoot.
It's
He
going-
says he
will
doesn't.
be
He
worth
says he
it.
doesn't expect to make any money off this, despite the fact that there is a shovel out now for about, or will be out for about 77 grand. He's not planning to make any money off
The
of
two
this.
things I want to know is who's gonna buy it and what the secret is.
Because someone will buy that shovel. I guarantee freaking
Someone will
you.
buy the
Someone's
shovel.
gonna buy it and upload it to YouTube, so we won't have to buy the shovel.
How? Oh yeah, whatever the secret prize is, it'll just be on the internet for us to see.
Yeah, we don't have to buy it.
Unless it's an actual like physical reward.
It's not a physical reward.
I can guarantee.
It
you
probably
that.
isn't.
It's gonna be a trailer for a new game that everyone really wants.
For the next
Crash
Fable.
Bandicoot.
For next Fable.
Well, he needed to make the Fable franchise.
Oh.
Maybe something like the guy who comes to your house.
What if it's a coupon for $2 off a restaurant?
Oh, fuck that.
$2 off the dollar menu.
Okay. They're gonna cost your next
Yeah.
meal at a local
Oh
restaurant.
my god.
At a local restaurant.
$10 rebate.
That's a
Yeah. I'm just curious what this life-changing prize is gonna be, because it's probably nothing major.
It's gonna be nothing.
Maybe
Peter
awesome.
Molyneux is known for making these huge claims and not ever being able to back them up.
Oh, we're buying your house.
That would be something. But the house is only worth $54,000.
Yeah.
So beat that house in Harlem.
And now we need to move on to Bethesda news. Bethesda has filed a trademark claim for, quote, Hearthfire under the existing trademark
Oh, yeah.
of Elder Scrolls V Skyrim,
DLC.
indicating our DLC expansion is on the way.
Zombies? No zombies.
Of note is that the Conjuration skill book in Skyrim is named Hearthfire. There is a possible speculation this involves necromancy in some way.
No, like,
Necromancy.
basically, it's just people like. When I say zombies, it's just basically people that raise up the dead.
Yeah.
There's just like magicians.
Yeah, I know what necromancy.
Yeah.
That's what the.
There's
DLC
another
is.
rumor that was leaked by the same person who leaked Mass Effect 3 DLC details. That's just that one part of the DLC will be building your own house.
Can you not build houses in Skyrim?
Why do you need a house?
You can buy a house in Skyrim.
Oh.
Why do you need a house?
Because you need a place to put all your pretty shiny things.
Oh, yeah, you get a
It's
lot of pretty
already
shiny
turning
things.
into Minecraft.
You get a lot of pretty money stuff.
Zombies? Doesn't
Yeah.
sound like Minecraft.
You need a place to store pretty shiny things. In
Yeah,
Skyrim,
Wow,
and
did you play as a zombie?
a house is a great place to do that. You can play as a necromancer in Skyrim.
That's not what I said.
The zombie king. You should
Now I
try.
want to be a zombie.
I wanna
Hey,
be a zombie.
you can kill someone and make him your undead thrall.
I want to have zombie powers.
Yeah.
I will kill you.
Maybe they might do
Yes, I
that.
do.
Maybe they might do that.
That is the stupidest
How is
idea
it?
ever.
No. Tell me how is it stupid?
How it's a stupid.
How is it?
Because you become a Mary Sue.
What's Mary
No.
Sue?
That's the thing. Having zombie powers, like without having like the
That's a Mary Sue.
what's some Mary?
Who is Mary Sue?
A Mary Sue is a fan fiction character that is broken and overpowered beyond belief.
Like the Hulk.
He's not fan fiction.
What? How is
Mary
Ow!
Sue is a character that reality seems to bend around them for some reason. Like, just the fact that they have written them into their script makes everyone act stupid for some reason.
Like Naruto.
Yeah, like
Sure.
Naruto. Like this character in Naruto can be
Named
like
Sasuke.
and this guy, no, Naruto himself.
Naruto himself doesn't most
Like,
of the
let's
time.
get some Naruto talking for a split second. Pain is wrecking everyone's shit. He destroyed the whole village.
Yeah.
The second Naruto steps on the field, he doesn't know how to sidestep.
He's
He doesn't know how to teleport. He doesn't know how to
No,
punch.
no, you're correct. A lot of Naruto characters are Mary Sue's when you actually think about it.
all I can do
Yeah.
is
A
just blow you
lot
back with
of
some
them.
wind.
Kakuzu, he was kicking ass. He was
Stab your
kicking
bitch.
everyone's ass.
Sasuke's a Mary Sue, Naruto's a Mary Sue.
And the second those two step onto the field, everyone becomes dumb. It doesn't know
Yeah,
how to fight anymore.
Everyone's just like, oh, I can jump.
No one knows how to like move from the spot.
Orochimaru was a
they're-
Mary Sue as well, to a degree.
I don't
No,
actually
but he's
follow that.
died, so it doesn't really count.
Does he stand there and take the wrestling?
Okay.
Moving on before things get even any more stupid than they are right now. In other Bethesda news, there is a rumor that the next Fallout game will take place in the city of Boston.
Well, I guess okay.
The rumor is from a Reddit post. Take it with a grain of salt.
That's not right. This is really good.
But it does make sense because in Fallout 3's lore, there were the New England has essentially become the Commonwealth.
I mean, did you read the full article? They were saying like a lot of references.
I read the Destructoid article on it.
I read some article. They said like
That makes it better than you.
They read like there was previous message in the
Bless
game
you.
that had like all the institute
On air.
and
Yeah,
Boston has
From
MIT.
that one quest line.
And then there was someone in MIT that said, I may be from MIT, I may not be from MIT, but I guarantee you that the next Fallout game is going to be in Boston. He's like, the reason why I don't want to say it,
Bless you.
the reason why I don't want to tell my name is he'll get fired.
Yeah.
From MIT, one of the greatest.
Yeah, and keep in mind though, it is a Reddit post, therefore it's immediately suspect.
Yeah.
But it does seem plausible.
Yeah, I mean, it seems good. I mean, I never thought about Boston.
That'd be nice to see what post-apocalyptic Boston would be like.
It'd be like post-apocalyptic anywhere else. What are you talking about?
Well, I mean,
There's
Boston
nothing
has a lot of-
special in Boston.
A post-apocalyptic Fallout style of Boston. You don't understand the Fallout style.
Okay, I don't
different.
understand Fallout.
It's really good. They mastered DC. They predicted.
I haven't actually played a
We
Fallout.
can debate that, but yeah, they did do a decent job with Fallout 3.
Well, I mean, in the
Was
city.
Fallout 3 DC?
I played Fallout 3 for like an hour, then I got bored.
I played Fallout 3 for like 5 minutes. I didn't really get bored.
We didn't even get to the character creator then.
Oh no, I got the character
It's not long
creator.
to take. This is using default.
When? Yeah, you're right.
Well, if you don't, then you spend hours playing pre-adjusted with your character, trying to figure out exactly how the right face is.
No, I'd never do that. I just leave the face alone.
Yeah, me too. That's like
Never
Saints
game, I
Row.
just leave the
That's
face
why I
alone.
just stick to the default face more than often than not. It's just
Yeah.
so much easier.
You never see it anyway.
Well, because I can't ever get that perfect. Like, I move one thing, I'm like,
Fuck
it's,
this shit.
it's broken, it's
It's
broken.
ruined. I changed everything
Broken,
now.
yeah.
He looks too black.
He's too black.
He's too sharp.
That's especially in Mass Effect. Mass Effect's character face
it's
creator
terrible.
is terrible.
How
You
so?
have to use the default, else your character looks like some deformed elf or something.
Elf, a deformed elf, not just a regular elf. This elf is deformed.
But you know, again, did good, but it was like so over the top, like too much options. Skyrim. They had too many options.
Yeah.
There's a lot for Skyrim.
Why we just made Lord King?
Going from Fallout news to old school Fallout news, there is a rumor that Black Isle Studios, which developed the original Fallout games, will be brought back by Interplay Entertainment. Except, anyone who's excited by this will not be excited because we all know that the original Fallout creators are no longer part of Interplay. They are on other companies, usually notably Obsidian Entertainment. Therefore, this is just like bring back a brand name for no real reason.
Yeah. Well, wait, Obsidian, didn't they make this Fallout New Vegas?
Yeah. They have already moved on. They have made Fallout New Vegas.
Oh wait, no, I get you. Like they can't like get them to work on that.
Plus, they don't have the Fallout license anymore, so who really cares?
But that's you know how they are with their license.
What's up? Yeah, like their Black Ops Studios was most famous for Fallout. They don't have.
Fallout and Baldur's Gate.
Dude, this is Black Ops 2.
I said Black Isle.
Fallout
Studios.
and
Oh, I
Baldur's
thought you
Gate.
said Black Ops 2.
There's also the Baldur's Gate franchise, which they had but lost to BioWare.
Which basically means, I mean, what game do they have left?
They don't have any real franchises left either.
Jack, where'd you put Baldur's Gate?
It's essentially bring back a brand name that has no real weight to it anymore.
They're probably just gonna lose money from it. I mean, they got no games that are really special to it anymore.
Which is why it's so baffling. It's like, why bring back this company at all? There's no reason to. Anyway, we're gonna move on to a Street Fighter story, or a Capcom story.
Okay.
Street Fighter producer Yoshinori Ono will be working on Remember Me as a consultant for the game's combat system.
Oh, that's cool. So
We can do Hadouken.
And sure you can.
And I want some fruit cakes. I like some fruit cakes.
Okay, how do I feel about that?
Style. Pretty
How
good.
do you guys feel
You
about
get
that?
someone
Because
from an action.
I admit, it's a good idea.
It's a good idea, but I don't know how. I've never seen him
Do
anything
anything
with.
with 2D.
I've never seen him use a fighting engine other than a Street
Other
Fighter
than Street
engine.
Fighter.
So
He
I don't
hasn't.
know.
Well,
Like
didn't
his-
he only Musha games too?
Capcom has done Onimusha. I'm not sure if...
Yeah, he did. I know.
Okay,
he
he's
was
done the
Onimusha
Onimusha games.
Oh, he did.
Was that game really all that?
No,
Different.
I never actually played it, so I can't really comment.
I say I don't really know. Like, only
Yeah,
reason
I
I
thought
know.
it was okay. It was pretty good. No, it was pretty good, but it was. I hope that's not what they're going with. Is what
Yeah.
I'm saying.
On a musher play.
Well, he's just a consultant. He's not an actual.
No, he's not
Okay.
working on it.
He's just consulting on it.
Then yeah, more power to him. Then I don't.
Yeah, I remember me looks intriguing.
Yeah.
It does.
But bring on one person
It's star
for
power.
combat.
It's star
I
power.
don't understand how that would have much influence. It's not like she's gonna be doing an attack. It's like, oh, by the way, make sure she spins when she hits him with the uppercut. Just people like that shit.
Trust me, I've been on this.
Oh, and the roundhouse kick? No, she's got to have both feet off the ground and propelling forward in a very unrealistic manner. Just do that shit. Trust me, kids will love
We'll
it.
call it poon cake. We'll call it.
You gotta do an E headbutt.
Yeah, headbutt just straight ahead in an unrealistic manner that ignores inertia and all types
Yeah.
of stuff. Just
Pesky
do that shit.
Pesky physics.
I just don't understand how bringing the producer of
And
something.
yeah, that's a degenerate.
It's not like we're bringing on the people that actually animated. I said animated. Animated
We're
Street
definitely bringing the
Fighter.
Arkham City guys in here. That'd be really interesting.
Yeah,
That'd be
it's not like we're bringing animators into the thing. We're bringing a producer. So I don't know how it's gonna affect much.
And now we're going on to our only Activision story of the evening.
Only one?
Only one, damn spoilers.
Treyarch hopes that changes to Black Ops 2's multiplayer mode will make it more team-focused than it has been in previous Call of Duty games.
Well, if you've been reading a lot of the new features they're adding, it's pretty cool.
I know about only one feature, which is they're going to remove kill streaks
They make
and
it
replace them with score streaks.
But isn't it more customizable? Like the ones that had in Modern Warfare were so restricted, and this one's more customizable. Like you just choose.
Well, this one is you kill. The only ones you kill people, kill many people without dying, you get a special reward for it. This one is you do things that benefit the team,
Yeah.
and you get rewarded for it. So if you get capture a specific point, you get the flag, score something, or just kill enemy members of the enemy team members, you'll get points for this streak,
Right.
which does change the game significantly.
Yeah, now you don't have dicks separated it's
Yeah,
it's like team
Just
does this.
fucking with you.
Yeah, just fucking around with the team. I mean, that's good.
I mean, I'm not even gonna lie. I played Black Ops a little bit online. I'm not a team player.
No, I'm
I
like,
like
I'm just
doing
gonna
regular
kill
deathmatch.
someone.
I just I see someone, I want to kill them. Cause I already had trouble finding people. Cause I'm not good at Call of Duty. Like I'm not good at it. I'm a fucking joke. But
I'm not.
I just like when I see someone, I like being able to kill them. I don't like the majority of the people I'm seeing being on my team.
Like, oh, nope, shoot, pull trigger. Oh, he's on my team. Okay.
I've got no skills in
Fucking took my
first-person
kill.
shooter. Except for what was that one game? Red Faction.
Yeah.
That was pretty good. I kicked
That's
your ass in
Volition.
that
That's probably why you're good.
Oh, yeah.
Wait, Red Faction's third
I
person.
beat you at Red Faction.
Did Volition make Red Faction?
Yeah,
Pistol.
it's
Wait,
the only reason I know that is because Red
Red
Faction is in the
No,
same.
it was the first one.
The first
Maybe
one.
in him- I had it on my PS2.
Yeah, on PS2. I used to.
Oh, it was
kick
the
ass
first
on
Red
that.
Faction.
And,
Because the pistol, like, it went as fast as your trigger finger
Yeah.
go. Like, he would catch on. I was like,
Where we get to use the
What?
nuclear.
Wasn't
yeah,
that
that
Volition?
game was fun as
Was
shit.
it Red Faction Volition? Then
It was
Red-
THQ.
The new one is.
then what's it called? Gorilla,
Gorilla
and Armageddon are both Volition. I don't know if
Yeah.
Well, this one was like, I don't know if it was made by THQ, but I know THQ was involved.
because the newest Red Faction, the newest two, they're in the same world as Saints Row.
Oh, that's kind of cool. But the only first-person game I was any type of good at was Red Faction.
It was fun.
It was fun.
Going to Ubisoft news now.
Yeah.
He's a baby.
Ubisoft has registered a domain, online web domains, that hints to a game titled Assassin's Creed Initiates.
It sounds gay.
Another
3DS.
Assassin's Creed, really?
I don't know
3DS.
what. There's no real hints of what this would actually be.
It
Yeah,
sounds
But
like a
if I had to
game.
guess,
Yeah.
based on the title, if I had to guess, I would say it's probably some sort of social Facebook tie-in game.
Same here, yeah.
Some type of character.
If I had to make an educated guess, because they
What's it
did
called
this
again?
with Brotherhood with Project Legacy.
You invited me to that one time. And I hate you for it.
Only time I'll ever invite someone to play the game.
You invited me to Assassin's Creed Legacy. I was like, okay, if Brendan invited me, this shit must be legit because he never invites me to anything. So I put it up, and it's just fuck you.
Why? What was it like?
It's just bullshit. Like it came up, it was like a, you know how like the screen is.
Yeah.
With the the things. And I was like, oh, this is kind of cool. It just asked me a bunch of questions. And it was like, join this or join that. I didn't understand it. It's asking for information about me. I was like, I don't understand what I'm doing here.
Funny story about that. It's actually still technically in beta.
What?
Project Legacy. The people who were contracted to make it didn't actually finish it.
Who just doesn't finish a game?
Is it always going to be in beta?
Yeah.
They're done with it.
Yeah. It's going to always be in beta perpetually.
They're done with it.
In the other Ubisoft story that we have, Ubisoft's CEO Yves Guillemot has made a claim that Ubisoft games have a piracy rate on the PC of 93 to 95%.
Damn, what's the point? What is the point?
Which is why he will start developing free-to-play games for the PC instead.
Now, what game does he usually make?
Well, they make the Assassin's Creed.
Okay, I just forgot mid-sentence.
The
Why
actual...
don't they just stop releasing shit for the PC? They're
Here's
not
the,
making money
here's
off
the
it.
actual statement. It's a way to get closer to your customers, to make sure you have revenue. On PC, it's only around 5 or 7% of the players who actually pay for free to play. Normally on the PC, it's only about 5 to 7% who pay anyway. The rest is pirated. It's around a 93 to 95% piracy rate, so it ends up about the same percentage. The revenue we get from the people who play is more long-term, so we continue to bring content. Now, let me say something right now. They have always online DRM for their games on the PC. Whereas CD Projekt, who made The Witcher, has no DRM whatsoever, and their piracy rate is only 50%.
It's a big difference.
Yeah. I guess hackers like the challenge.
It's also the part if you make the game hard to play, I'll just give the free pirated version that has no flaws in it at all.
Well,
Yeah,
but I
true.
say usually pirated versions of games like they glitch up.
They have no DRM, which makes them immediately more palatable.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Or you'll get like this weird message if you're pirated, like on Pokemon. It's like buy Pokemon or die.
If you,
That's what
it's just simple. If you make it affordable and you make it so that you make it easy for people to use, they'll buy it.
Yeah.
Big sort of ridiculous.
Now Steam has the affordability part down pat. The problem is Ubisoft's DRM is what's fucking up. It's like I think the problem isn't with the games with the customers themselves. I think the problem might be your shitty business model.
Shitty business model. There seems to be a lot of shitty business models out there these days.
Speaking of shitty business models,
Are we talking about EA now?
how did you guess?
Some shitty business models.
EA has released a statement saying that 3D doesn't matter to 3D does not matter to video game publishers. They don't care about 3D.
It doesn't.
Yeah, that's true.
It shouldn't. Who fucking cares about 3D? That's just a gimmick.
Yeah.
It's just a fad.
He's
That
talking about how it's more popular in the UK and in the US, but still not popular enough to warrant actually doing anything with.
Has any game actually just like made a game and advertised that it's going to be in 3D?
Sony has.
What?
Of course, they make 3D television, so they have a reason to.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
Well, a lot of times it's just like, oh, by the way, this is 3D if you want.
Yeah. So by the way, it's also in 3D, just in case you're retarded. You want this in 3D.
In our second EA story of the evening, EA says it is, quote, standing up for the industry in its lawsuit against Zynga.
EA?
EA. Let me read you the actual statement regarding this lawsuit. We also feel from an industry perspective that a number of these things have happened before relating to Zynga. But there has never been a company that has the wherewithal and the resources to take it to the next level. We do. We're defending our Maxis studio and we're standing up for the industry. The roots of what we do as an industry is creative. It reminds the people who sit there and build storylines and characters meshed all together. You take years to do it, and when you see somebody take months replicating what you've done, you're upset. That's EA's statement.
No,
On Zynga because of Bill.
Farmville?
that's what they're fighting over?
No, they're fighting over technically the
Sims.
Deville, which is
Oh,
replicating
the Sim shit. Okay.
which is replicating the Sim Social, but Zynga is most known for Farmville, so
Yeah.
that's the first thing I go
And
to.
they can't squash Farmville? They can't beat Zynga? Come on, you're EA. Shouldn't be a problem.
You don't want to make it too messy.
The one time Hazel on
Of
the
course.
inside.
That's
I
like
like to-
Farmville. Fuck Farmville.
Too many visitors, fuck them.
I know, right?
Yeah, this is fuck Farmville,
You know, it's
fuck
even-
Cindyville.
I don't even usually
Country
get.
Club.
At the same time, I can't bring
Courthouseville.
myself to support
That's
EA
my
for
favorite.
anything.
Of course, your favorite one, though.
Of course, at the same time, I can't bring myself to support EA. I just can't.
So you
I
don't,
am not-
so you support Farmville.
I don't support either of them.
You gotta
They can
support
both
somebody.
go. They can both go to hell for
But
all
they're
I
not.
care.
Only one's going. You gotta choose which side, man.
If I had to choose, I would prefer EA beat Zynga because Zynga.
First thing I thought you said
Because
single.
I would rather
Why?
crappy console games than Facebook games.
Yeah,
Any
so-
Facebook
Yeah.
game.
Any
So-
Facebook game.
Even if it's the best game.
No offense to you people who play Facebook games, but I hate you.
Get a system.
I hate you. Just want you to know. I
Buy a
hate your
system.
guts.
Don't be lazy.
It's
I
not
just
about
want you
being
to
lazy,
know
it's
I
about
hate
money.
the games you play.
You got a laptop.
I don't find them fun at all.
No, you got a computer and you're playing Facebook games.
You know that's not like their parents'
No, no.
computer.
Save.
That is.
He's thinking that
Of
everyone's made out
course.
of money or something.
And to underscore the point that
They eat all the
EA,
money.
and to underscore the EA standing up for the industry, PopCap Games, which is now owned by EA,
It's shut down.
will be laying off 50 of its staff members.
Because of
many
EA.
staff?
EA standing up for the industry.
I tell you what EA does. They buy all these little companies that might make good shit, and then they shut them down.
You take
Statement
ideas.
released.
Yeah, they take ideas.
This is statement released by PopCap Games itself. I know I wouldn't choose to be anywhere else right now. I've seen speculation that EA is no longer letting PopCap run independently, and that's simply not true. The decision to reorganize is 100% made by us, with no pressure from EA. We're glad to have the resources of supporting us when a lot of other independent studios are struggling. In addition, some of the other people affected by this reorganization may be retrained or reassigned to other jobs in EA studios. If we didn't have EA behind us, the cuts would have been worse.
At least it's still getting other jobs.
That's true.
True.
That's the important part.
And it's worth noting that they're not the only ones feeling the pinch right now. THQ had to like, cut some of its employees as well.
Yeah.
A lot.
So
You know,
they're
those
not the only
crappy
ones that
movie,
are hurting
TV
at this
show
point in
games.
time.
That just brings them down.
Yeah, you gotta make quality games or don't make games at all.
Yeah, speaking of other layoffs,
I can see if your game's crap because it's your first game, but come on, THQ's been a while around for a minute,
Yes.
man.
and speaking of poor business in the industry, Sony has shut down Wipeout developer Studio Liverpool.
Damn,
What's
it's been this
Wipeout?
long.
Wipeout's that racing game on
Every
PSN.
every single
Oh,
system,
that.
every single system that Sony makes, that's a launch title.
They were in the
No
process of developing another Wipeout and a Splinter Cell-like game that was reported to use motion capture technology like what they used in LA
I
Noire.
think we went over this last.
No, we didn't.
No.
We definitely did not.
I
It
don't
wasn't even out
If
then.
you say so, I feel like I've heard this before.
You probably read it online somewhere.
Doubt it.
But yeah, that's another studio that got hit by the industry.
Well, they weren't doing that good anyway.
Well, not really, no.
Wipeout was like more than the 90s.
But I say, yeah, Wipeout, like the newer ones, I've only played one on PlayStation's home.
PlayStation.
I'm about to say store. I'm like,
I got Wipeout as part of that thing from when the PS3 got hacked.
I don't think I what's it called, Little Big Planet.
Yeah, Little
You
Big
got
Planet.
like Dead, right? What's it called,
Did I
right?
get one?
Dead Nation.
Dead Nation.
Dead Nation.
That's what you got.
I
Yeah.
never actually played that. I
Yeah,
got it too,
Infamous
but I
and
didn't
all
It's
that
actually
pretty
play it.
fun. It's pretty fun.
I already had Infamous.
What was the other free thing that came with the hack?
Like, you had an Infamous.
Little Big Planet.
You mean like other games or other things?
No, things that you got.
Oh,
Two
Isn't
free.
that just it? Wasn't that it?
30
There were
days.
4 PS3
got
and 4
PSN.
PSP games.
Yeah,
You could choose
PlayStation
between
Plus.
2 of each
You can pick two of each, and you got PlayStation Plus for like, how many months?
for 1 month.
1 month. Okay.
And
But
then
of
you
course,
had-
of course, that was when there was nothing for.
Yeah.
Plus.
Now it's everything.
Now
Well,
everything.
You get a shitload of games
There
for
was the
free.
Uncharted 3
Yeah.
data.
Well, PlayStation Plus,
You know how I
it's
feel
a
about Uncharted.
weird idea. They need to fix it. Because, I mean, you can get PlayStation Plus and download something that you can only get with PlayStation Plus, and oh, my PlayStation Plus ran out, then you lose the game.
That's the point.
That's the whole point. Keep you subscribed.
But that's just wrong.
Hey, it's a choice you're making.
You know, it's not that they're forcing you to do it. It's your choice.
not
Your
Xbox.
conscious choice.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, that's
You have
wrong.
the
And,
choice.
But nowadays, everything is PlayStation
In
Plus.
other
I can
Sony
still play
news,
online without PlayStation.
I meant
so
not-
I'm fine.
Sony
Store.
in other Sony news, Sony has reported that it sold 2.2 million Vitas worldwide between the launch date and June 30th. In May, they said they sold 1.8 million worldwide. Which means between that month, between those two points in time, they sold 400,000 units.
Hey, people going on long trips.
When compared the 3DS, it's during the time when it was at its high price before it got its price cut, sold 3.61 million copies.
Damn.
Before it got its price cut.
Damn.
So that's not good at all.
No, not at all.
Well, not only that,
Doesn't matter,
like,
both of them don't have any games to play.
Vita
Well, now
is
that-
not going to get good money until there are good games
Yeah,
to
that's
play
the
on
game.
it.
So we're always going to
3DS
keep
got
saying
18
until it happens. Until they actually put good games on it, we're not going to buy it.
Like, a lot of people bought Vitas for Gravity Rush. Is that what it's called?
Sorry.
Gravity
Speak for
Rush?
yourself. I bought that shit for Street
You'd be
Fighter.
surprised. That was like
But
the
you got
most selling
chips on.
game
I did. That shit didn't even come
for
out.
Vita.
I just bought the video because I wanted.
I bought the Vita for Street Fighter.
In our next Sony
He's not gonna
story,
play it. He's not gonna play it.
I played it all.
Uncharted 3 Game of the Year Edition will be released September the 19th. It will include most of the DLC from the PSN store.
Look at him when he's
Even, I don't even care. I don't
Fuck
even
the online.
Well, it's Game of the Year. That means they probably won't have all the upgrades.
In our
Was
Doesn't
Uncharted
matter.
3 Game of the Year?
Yeah, for some.
Yeah, it was.
For some.
Yeah. And everything Uncharted in is gonna be.
There was somewhere I
I hate
imagine.
Uncharted, man.
Yeah, you're right. It is overhyped. I still think it's a good game. Just
Yeah, I
overhyped.
hate Overhyped. I hate Uncharted. I hate Twilight. I hate Jerry.
Oh, you're talking about Street Fighter. I forgot.
Jerry from Street Fighter.
Anyway, back to
I hate-
Sony. Back to
hate
Sony
overhyped.
news. There was a fact sheet released about God of War Ascension earlier this week, and I'm gonna read to you. It's kind of long, so I'm gonna take pause in between so we can talk about it.
Okay.
First paragraph.
Oh, God.
Developed by Sony Computer Entertainment Worldwide Studios,
Paraphrase?
Santa Monica Studio, God of War Ascension is a prequel that will show Kratos' emotional path of vengeance, while detailing the rise of his rage to break free from Ares' bond. Epic cinematic storytelling, visceral battles, and blockbuster moments will all be present, along with various enhancements, including a revamped combat system and brand new online multiplayer made that combines the brutal gameplay and large-scale battles that God of War series is known for to create a brutal multiplayer experience like no other.
You're using the word brutal a lot.
That's skinny.
Yeah, that's true.
Kratos.
Should I move on?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Set in the realm of Greek mythology,
course.
God of War Ascension is an epic adventure that takes players back in time to experience the climactic journey of ex-Spartan warrior Kratos as he seeks freedom and vengeance. After being tricked into killing his wife and child by Ares and breaking his blood oath by swearing vengeance against him, Kratos is sentenced to spend eternity in a Titan-sized prison for the living damned. Fighting insanity at every step, his strength is pushed to a limit as he seeks to break free from his fate and gain the clarity to seek revenge on his former master. Armed with his trusty Blades of Chaos, Kratos must take on mythology's darkest creatures while solving intricate puzzles throughout his merciless quest for freedom and redemption.
So it basically just tells us the same thing we already know.
No, I didn't know that.
I knew that.
You knew that. I didn't know that. Learning shit.
Single player key features. Tether combat system. Introduction of the tether combat mechanic. Attach chains to swing enemies as wrecking ball to destroy enemies. And tether world mechanic using tether to manipulate the environment. Promptless minigames.
Promptless?
Yes, context-sensitive quick-time events are simplified, giving players more control and freedom over finishing moves and climactic kills.
Yeah, I'm about to see that in action because that's hard to explain in words.
World weapon system.
World weapons!
Expand Kratos' repertoire of attacks by utilizing weapons found in the environment or snatched from enemies' hands. Complete with all new combat moves and attacks.
Yeah,
I
that's
mean, we're
pretty
not
cool.
going to get, like, story weapons, like, no shit.
You probably will.
I
Yeah,
was just saying that you can use the environment now.
So like you can kill a Minotaur and take his spear and start impaling people with it until it breaks.
That's cool.
Lastly, brand new puzzle challenges. Solve unique gameplay puzzles and freeze enemies in their tracks by controlling the flow of time itself with a new life circle mechanic.
Hey, Marisol, we saw that.
Oh, we did see that shit, yeah.
That's it, I'm done.
Okay, that's what confused me when we first saw the trailer. We didn't know where it was.
Yeah.
We thought he had the eye to stop
Yeah.
time. But I guess that's not the eye. It's
Nah, something
That's why we're so confused
I was like,
about
what?
when it was. He had the white skin, but he was really skinny. He
Yeah.
had the eye, but
If he had the eye, that means it had to be after God of War 2, right?
But like God of War 2, like right
Yeah.
after God of War 2 is 3.
Yeah, like
right after, literally, like the most literal.
like
You can never
oh, Warsaw, God of War 3, right
Yeah,
there.
right there at that exact moment. But okay,
God of War 2 never
so when we first get into the Kratos game, I hope the first thing we do is kill his wife and kids. Like, that sounds evil when you say it like that shit, but I'm saying,
No, no, it's
imagine that shit.
It sets the scene.
Yeah, the first
Imagine
thing you
how
do,
like mental.
it's just just kill his wife and kids.
It set the tone for the whole game.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
then you see him
After you kill the game, they'll be like, God of War Ascension.
something like that, kill the game.
No, like
After you kill the game,
So
it'll
you
be
said-
like God of War.
But like after you
Ascension.
kill, and then like you know
I
the
thought
title comes
you
out.
said kill the game.
Yeah.
And then said you're in a what? A place for
Like
living.
a Titan
damned.
Pie
A
prison.
place for living damned.
Okay. All right, that explains.
From
some
what
shit.
I read, it seems like the place is going to try to drive Kratos insane. So he's going to try to have to break free from that and maintain his
Prison.
his mind.
It's like prison.
Obviously, we know that doesn't happen.
So he's
Dude,
Kratos.
Starts doing push-ups and shit. That's why he gets so buff.
Yeah, he's like super skinny.
Yeah, he is really skinny compared to what he usually is.
I know I was like, he's so.
But you just don't got to see none of that Blade of Olympus shit.
And now we can move on from.
I don't like the Blade of Olympus. I think it's a boring ass weapon.
I think it's pretty cool.
Now we can move on to Nintendo news. Nintendo will be releasing Wii U details on the 13th of September.
Alright.
Okay.
So we'll learn more about the Wii U then. We don't have anything now, but we'll learn more then. Hopefully that will include a price point and release date.
That's what I want
Because
to know.
they
$10,000.
desperately need more importantly need a price point and release date. That's what they need more important.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the most important.
Now, other Nintendo story of the evening. The magazine Nintendo Power
Switch up now.
has been reported to go out of business.
I thought it's been out of
I
business.
thought it's been out. Yeah, I swear I've heard some of these stories before.
Like I thought that went out like a
This
while
was
ago.
this week.
Okay, I must have heard it somewhere. It's funny, I don't go out
It
looking
has been
for news
around
stories.
since 1988.
It's going
Yeah,
on.
exactly. I thought it's been like the
It had
magazine.
a monthly readership of around 475,000 people.
It's not a lot.
It is not.
475,000 people. Yeah, that's a really low number.
Yeah.
What do you expect? How's it going to compete with PlayStation and Game Informer?
Game Informer
Its
especially.
its issue for this month would have been its 281st.
I say 800 issue.
281st issue.
Damn.
And it'll be around until like December-ish before it officially
Well, I
goes
think
out of business.
I think the problem is Nintendo's got nothing interesting to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Not
Mario.
anymore.
Not anymore, they don't.
Mario.
I mean, PlayStation got all kinds of shit to talk about. Game Informer
Of course,
talks
there's
about
also the
it
fact that the
once.
magazine industry as a whole has been decreasing lately. It's been going down.
Yeah, I haven't been reading Game Informer as much either.
Like, gaming magazines in general have had a 10% drop in subscriptions
I mean, you've got.
for the first half of this year, anyway. So, there is part of that, and part of that there is not a whole lot of Nintendo news, period.
Yeah, that's the
Probably
thing.
with the
Like, what could they possibly be talking about besides the Wii U?
On the PlayStation, you know, you
They
got.
don't do
You can
anything.
talk about DS and stuff, I suppose.
What are they doing? They're not doing anything.
Yeah, I know, right? Other than the 3DS XL.
No.
Or the two new colors of the DSi.
DSi.
What are the two new colors?
It's
We
red
already
and
had that
blue.
story.
Oh wait, I thought you said 3DS. Sorry.
Red and
I was
blue.
like, really?
Who cares?
The
DSi.
garbage can blue.
Aye. Who cares?
The problem with 3DS is it's very much a gimmick machine.
Yeah, it is.
Pretty much.
I mean, the games look good.
I agree completely.
I mean, the games look good, like the new ones.
I mean, Street Fighter.
Yeah, Street Fighter did look different.
Whereas I heard if you put it in 3D, the frame rate for that is atrocious.
It is.
That's I turned off my 3D on
Yeah, turn
On
off
Street
all the
Fighter.
to get it to play smooth.
Street Fighter.
Yeah.
Especially like
And
It
the fighting
runs at-
game, that's what you need. You need a smooth
Yeah,
it
frame
runs
rate.
at
frame
40 FPS with 3D on and 60 with it off.
Yeah.
So I was just like, I'll take it.
Fun to
I didn't
play.
buy it for the what's it called? For 3D.
I should buy it for like in your game.
I bought it for like Street Fighter.
Also the fact that not a lot of that there are some people that just can't see 3D.
Mario
Like,
Kart,
there's
Mario
period
Kart.
can't see 3D.
Yeah, there are a lot of people that
Oh,
can't
that
see it.
sucks.
Like it's a like 2% of the population, but considering how many people that is numerically,
That's
too many to not to just
population.
exclude.
That ain't getting 3DSs.
That's like thousands of people.
That's okay. No,
And that's our Nintendo news for the evening.
hundreds. You changed the hundreds.
Billions. I'm joking. I don't know.
I will kill you.
Bet you won't.
Dylan,
That's all the
numbers.
problem. I will solve the problem.
Dylan,
Free world peace.
I'll solve the
with
problem.
have zombie powers.
I have something about it.
Anywho, we have Dishonored news.
It's been shut down.
Dishonored released, they released a new trailer this week called the Study of Stealth. That'll tell you how the game's stealth systems all play out.
Okay.
They talked about how line of sight plays a key factor, of course, in any stealth game. Line of sight's important.
Line of sight.
Yeah, how you have to stay out of the line of sight of your enemies so
Yeah.
they don't see you and want to kill you.
Right.
Hey, what are you
And
doing?
they unveiled a power called Dark Vision to let you see the enemies glow in the dark and you can see their line of sight.
Detective mode.
Essentially, except this
Except for you can't steal
this
out.
takes power meter.
The radar in Metal Gear Solid 2.
Yeah.
Except this takes power. You actually have to use this as a power, so you have to use it violently. You can't just spam it all the time.
That's what I did. I was just like,
Yeah.
kill someone.
I spam it.
They said that you need to use Shadow to stay out of sight. Use Shadow to avoid detection. Stay out of their range.
You know what the
Now,
problem
is there an
gonna be?
invisible power?
There's not going to be enough shadows.
Well, you can actually like shoot out lights and snuff out candles to increase the shadow in a room.
Haha.
I've been duped.
And those are going to be nighttime levels as well. You got to pay attention to the sound generated through the rooms. And if you're in sneak mode, you don't make any sound, but you can also use sound as a distraction. Like you can go to a harp, play the harp a little bit, attract the guards, teleport up, and then sneak behind them, distract them.
Or you could like take them over and make them kill themselves, and everybody will like, what the fuck? And they're surrounded around them, and then you toss a grenade and just kill everyone.
You just do a little St. Valentine massacre.
Yeah.
Hey, you bitches! Miss every shot.
Yeah, it's because you're using a fucking Tommy
And
gun.
they also said that you can also lean over cover, so you can stay hidden while still maintaining looking at your enemies.
It's like. Hey,
And-
then you can do it.
Is he done yet? No, I can still see him. I don't know
Typically,
if
none
you
of this
see
is
that,
really
though.
new to me. I've played the Thief games, and they do a lot of the same things.
That was the gayest
But this is still very, very welcome because
thanks.
I like playing as stealth. That's my forte if I can do it.
Right. But
So-
alright, but what if you're like playing stealth the whole time, and then during the boss battle you walk right out and get sucker punched?
It's weird.
Yes, Adam Jensen, your ability to get sucker punched astounds me. But yeah, I'm excited for this. This excites me, and they promise to make stealth a bit more fast-paced in Dishonored because you do have the teleport skill, which makes waiting there a lot
Yeah.
less much of a hassle.
Are there stealth kills, or do you just like, oh, I see him. He's not by anyone.
You can
kill,
kill-
kill, and then
You can make stealth kills, but
He turns
if
someone
you're
inside out.
if you're stealthy during our prior replay, it's non-lethal.
How come when people do stealth, they always have to go non-lethal? How come you can't be a lethal stealthy guy?
You can. Some people play the Angel of Death. That's why they call that kind of playthrough a stealth killer.
That's what I'm gonna do.
The Angel of Death
I'm
playthrough.
gonna do the Angel of Death playthrough.
But of course, usually if you're not playing as a homicidal maniac, you're going to play as a stealth person who's much more conservative with who he kills.
that sounds boring.
There is a scale there, of course, but generally it's one or the other.
Not for
Everyone's gonna die.
me. That sounds boring to me. I just like,
Everybody
pew pew. Everybody.
Yeah, like I said, the more you hear about this game, the more excited I am for it. 'Cause it really does seem like a very fun game.
Yeah, it sounds pretty good. When's it come out?
Comes out sometime this October.
I'm getting it for Christmas.
And this is news that might interest you guys. There is a sequel to Slender
Yeah.
called
Yeah.
Sanatorium.
I told you last
Yeah.
night.
Yeah, Dylan told me.
You don't tell me?
No, because you're just.
You're boring.
It's the exact same gameplay as the original Slender, except it takes place in an abandoned mental hospital.
I that's
Super Mario-
scary.
Remember Stalker?
I have
Yeah,
like
we
I
came-
actually
we
played
came
it.
up with that
I actually
shit.
played it a few times. It's really fun.
Is it
Is
better?
it
Than,
better?
It's
than the
tense.
first one?
It's tense too.
is it better than original?
About as good.
I saw some gameplay. I was like, it might not be as good. I don't know.
Yeah,
Looks like
It's definitely tense. I jumped.
looks like we're going to do that for this season, huh?
Yeah.
Fuck me.
We can play after this show if you want.
No.
No, we're
No.
good.
Talk
We'll
shit.
wait for the show to start.
Yeah.
Talk shit, just run toward me.
Yeah.
We're joking.
Then you create world peace.
Soul and all. You have to build it up.
Before we go on, have you heard of Gray? Have you heard of that game?
Like the little grays.
I don't recall.
It's like some online game. I just thought Brandon would know because I saw like gameplay.
There's a game called Paranormal you might want to check out if you're into those
Or
horror
Hotel
games.
66.
I'm not into it.
Remember that?
It's
Hotel 66?
I do remember that shit. Fuck that game.
yeah.
You
The
play?
Paranormal is a game
No,
where
you watch it.
you play. You know, like Paranormal Activity, those movies. It's just like playing inside one of those.
Oh.
Except you're the guy filming the crap. That's happening.
No. See, I don't like being scared, man.
What?
I find the concept of horror to be completely fascinating to me. Just the whole game that's made strictly to evoke a specific emotion.
I don't like being scared.
Why? Play Condemned.
We played Condemned. That's
I don't
true.
either, but I'm
But I
fascinated.
also had a crowbar and pipes and axes.
And
So you're playing Half-Life 2.
No, I'm playing Condemned. It's got scary elements. It's just in Slender, you can't even attack.
You can't even run. Like you can't even
Well,
run from
a
him.
huge element of horror is hopelessness and the inability to actually defend yourself.
Yeah.
That's just, but in real life, I'm not enabled to defend myself.
I guess
In
real life,
I
like,
guess
yeah,
Slenderman.
No.
I was fully. Oh, well, you guys will see that I was fully prepared to attempt to beat the shit out of Slender.
And you were wrong.
And he
You
was-
were
He just got to me
wrong.
before I could even
He
move.
was just
Does
not
he-
having
does
that
he say-
shit.
Yeah, his nigga said that.
Hey, yo.
That nigga took a pizza over there.
Nigga took a pizza over.
But you guys will see that I'm actually gonna release that.
Eventually.
No, I'm releasing it alongside this video.
Awesome.
I'm gonna release this. It's gonna come out alongside our Slenderman
That's
episode.
oddly fitting.
Yes, since we're talking about Slenderman.
Nigga took a pizza.
In our final story of the evening, the developers for Wasteland 2,
What's Wasteland 1?
it's an RPG in the vein of the original Fallout games, not the new ones, the old ones. It was a Kickstarter-backed project. They say it's doing very well because there are no publishers breathing down their necks about it. Because they have complete freedom over what they can do, and it's working very, very well for them.
See, I wish there's a producer out there that was like, okay, this company here, you do your shit, and whatever you do, you're accepted. We don't care what you do, we won't change the shit.
Keep in mind, that's your money. If you're in
I
their
get
shoes,
it.
that's their money. That's your money. They're pissing
No,
away.
no, I get it, but a lot of the times the producers they shut down good things.
Agree.
They'll
I
shut down the
completely
good
agree.
things.
But you understand from their point of view.
I understand
That's
it,
their
no,
money.
I
That's their
understand
money.
it. I understand it. Trust me, I get it. I'm just saying.
Yeah. Project lead Brian Fargo for Wasteland 2 made this statement. Corporations don't have artistic integrity. People do. This sort of integrity impacts on production and how property is exploited. There are employees of these organizations that have this integrity, but they don't have the power to do anything about it. The best creative work we're seeing is from creative people who have the power or the financing to control their destinies. These visionaries can be within an organization. Rockstar would not achieve the level of quality it does if Sam Houser wasn't running the place with an iron fist. He's not a corporation, he's a person.
It's true. That is true.
And if anyone has anything want to say regarding that, I can just lay my sources and we can go to the questions.
Okay, don't start your beatboxing.
This evening's sources are Ars Technica, Destructoid, Escapist Magazine, Eurogamer, Only Single Player, and Rock Paper Shotgun.
Something's to think about. Yeah.
Now it's time for our favorite segment, Food for Thought.
My favorite segment.
First question of the evening. Is there a game that you bought that was a massive disappointment to you? If so, what was it and why?
No, we definitely had this question before.
No, we have not.
Really?
No,
We have games that we didn't like.
we didn't like.
I'll say mine. We did a Zombie Crew episode on it. Fucking Tomb Raider. Fucking Tomb Raider. That is the only game I can ever truly say I regret buying. I mean, I bought Call of Duty Modern Warfare. I didn't like it that much, but I can't say I regret buying it.
Yeah, that's true.
A game that you truly regret buying.
Truly regret
Really
buying.
regret buying.
Fuck, I got.
But I don't usually buy games that
You
I'm
don't
not
buy
gonna
shitty
like.
games.
Okay,
Yeah.
no, I have to say, oh, you're good.
No, I was gonna say I don't buy shitty games. So I'm trying to think of one earlier.
A game that disappointed you then. A game that really disappointed you.
I'll have to say, the game that I bought that really disappointed me was Resident Evil, Raccoon City, Operation Raccoon City. And to all you people who know the game, you're not surprised by that answer. Game is shitty.
If it had local multiplayer, it would have been so much
it would have been
better.
so much funner with local multiplayer. But I mean, it's a shit game to begin with.
Yeah.
And it took me a long time to realize that I didn't have to actually kill anything. I could have ran through the whole level on my own and just got to the point where the level ended, and the level would end. I didn't have to do anything. I just ran to the point, and there you go. It's done. The final level is supposed to be like this big deal. Like the zombies are everywhere, and then zombies are everywhere, so I'm killing like. I'm using my tactics. I'm throwing my zombie attractor, then throwing a grenade right next to it, killing everyone.
But
And I keep dying. I'm like, fuck, how do I beat this? So I'm like, fuck it. I ran past everything. I was like,
and you won.
I ran to the point where I was supposed to get to, and that's all I had to do. I didn't kill a single thing. I ran to the point.
That's a pacifist run.
I ran to the point, and that shouldn't have worked. I should have had to kill every zombie there. And
Or
then
at least a
went to
good
the
chunk of them. Not
Yeah.
all of them.
And then on top of that, the final battle. And I heard before the game came out that Leon Kennedy was the final battle, and in my head, because I guess I had some hope for the game or something. In my head,
epic.
in my head, Leon Kennedy was a big zombie guy that he was injected with something, and so we were fighting this big zombie Leon Kennedy. I was like, that's awesome. No, you're fighting Leon Kennedy, the
Resident
human
Evil
being.
4. That's
The
the final
human
boss.
The
being.
guy that
Resident
rescued the
Evil.
president's daughter?
Yes, and all I did was punch him twice and then stab him, and I won.
That's like the end of Assassin's Creed 2 where you fist fight the Pope.
And then I went
That's
back.
ridiculous.
And then I went back.
Oh,
Maybe I did the wrong thing. Maybe I was supposed to protect him to keep the game going. Maybe that was just because I chose the wrong option. So I went back.
you had
I
a lot of hope for
I
it.
fought along. I tried. I wanted to have a lot of hope. It was a crazy cool concept.
Way disappointed you.
And I went back. I fought alongside Leon this time. And I killed two of my partners because there's four. You travel 4 people at all times. So it becomes 2-on-2 because they don't agree with you. So I killed those 2. There you go. Super easy. And then it ends like this. Everyone remembers was it Halo 2? Everyone remembers the Halo 2 ending.
Yeah.
They're like, now we're gonna show them why not to mess with us. And then it cut the black credits.
That
Dude.
same thing.
I never was like I sat there holding my controller, staring at the screen, mouth wide open. I was like, no, this is not the last. That wasn't the last battle. There's no way. All in all, yeah. Like, well, most games that I return it because I don't play it anymore. It's been very, very long time since I've returned a game because of a shitty game.
Like Def Jam Icon.
I still have Fear 3.
Wow.
That is currently the shittiest
mean
game I have.
F3R?
Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
But that's my story.
Choice.
Hope I gave you guys enough time to think.
Def Jam Icons.
You didn't buy that. I bought that.
Doesn't matter. I played
Yeah, no,
it
it doesn't matter.
I'll
bought
allow
that.
it.
Oh, you jerk. I bought the game.
You bought it. I never said I did.
Did he ever buy a game?
Yeah, I bought
He's
games
bought
all the
games
time.
before.
Most of the games I
He's
Wait a
bought
minute.
Rocket Power.
Wait a minute.
Didn't you buy Sonic 06?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, that's
Why
your
is that?
game.
Why is that not your worst
Why
game?
is the game I bought?
And because I bought it afterwards, so I was expecting it.
He bought a game. He bought a shitty game knowing it was shitty.
Yep, yes, I did.
Well, mine's is Revelation. Assassin's Creed 3.
Okay.
It'll be Assassin's Creed or
Well,
like
Ben's
Me
got
and
a
Assassin's Creed 2.75.
Yeah, I mean, look, it disappointed me
Should've never had
because
2.75.
I'm thinking, like, you know, this is it. I'm about to know everything. Okay, the game is like only like 8 hours long.
Yeah, the revelations weren't that
It's
big either.
fucking, yeah, it wasn't big. I mean,
It was just,
Oh my god. Oh, spoilers, by the way,
Yeah,
in case you
spoilers.
give a fuck. Oh my god, Altair had a second apple.
that's it.
That's the only big reveal.
Yeah, there's more apples,
there's
basically.
more than one apple, yeah.
All right, I'm not an
You don't have
Assassin's
to
Creed
care.
fan because this whole Apples deal is just totally
Apple
definitely me.
Eden. Isn't that what it is? Apple
Yeah,
Eden?
an apple.
It just disappointed me. I expected like a
Oh,
big
no, I-
revelation, just something like a fucking bomb dropped on you.
You expected a revelation.
Yeah, it's
Even
exactly. That's
Even
what I expected.
when I first played it and beat it, I didn't see a revelation. I just
Nah,
kind of like,
I was
oh,
like-
okay.
I had to think for
Yeah,
a
I
long
was
while to come up with anything that was.
You had to tell me of the revelation. Like, I didn't know the revelation. I was like, what the fuck is it? Like,
Played the game, didn't know I was called Revelations.
no, I knew mine was
Wait,
called
No,
Revelation.
no. That's pretty.
No, that's true.
That's true. You will not. There was nothing revelation worthy
Yeah.
unless you sit there and think about it.
I mean, if the game was called Revelation, it has to be like right there. It's just like
It has to be in your face.
Oh, that makes sense. And I
Maybe
traded
even
that
a
game.
name drop. Like, oh, this is some big revelation.
So I traded that game in after that. It got boring.
I can't say I blame you. The multiplayer was alright.
It was
but-
like they showed up the map.
I just
I
got
ain't buy
the.
for that.
I got
But
the Ultimate
I
Armor
don't
game,
play.
like-
I don't play Assassin's Creed for multiplayer though. So
Same here. It's a single player game for me.
Yeah. It's like Call of Duty.
yes, Call of Duty single player campaigns are so amazing.
Heard the Revelations, maybe, dude.
At least it stick to a story.
At least Black Ops had a pretty decent
Yeah.
twist at the end. It actually was a pretty good twist. That was pretty good.
Second question of tonight, I have three. What do you consider to be a quote good game?
You mean
Sex.
like? Do you mean like?
Lots of
What?
sex.
What makes
I'm
a
sorry.
game good in your
Oh,
eyes?
like regulations.
It's fun.
Sex.
It has to be good. Like it has to be actually playable.
How do you define fun?
It has to be.
So it's in the eye of the beholders. I mean, what game do I find fun that no one else finds fun?
Like, I'm saying, what is like the thing that tips you off? Oh, this is a fun game.
Oh, okay.
What tips you off?
What
With that?
makes me feel like I'm playing a fun game?
I have to say, like being able, like I can do whatever I want in the game. Like knowing, oh, I can break this. Just knowing I can do whatever I
Like
want.
sandbox game.
Yeah, like a sandbox.
I do love games that let you choose how you
Yeah.
go.
See, I don't play
See-
many sandbox games. I don't have the time to explore all that shit.
Yeah, I know.
My favorite games are those that let you choose the way you go through things. I like games that offer a choice. Because that's what games really are, is a series of choices.
I love
that you make.
sandbox games with just so much stuff to do that you'll never get bored at it.
Yeah.
I mean, like a Skyrim or Fallout. I love that just so much. You could just sit through a playthrough and just say like, wow, I didn't know this place existed. Oh wow, who's this guy?
Yes, I love a game that says, okay, here's a situation, now go do something about it.
yeah.
Do it your way.
See, I'm just trying to keep my whole fighting game perspective out of it. So I'm playing games that I find that aren't fighting games that I find fun. And there aren't many out there for me anymore that I can actually play all the way through. I still haven't beaten Lollipop Chainsaw.
Yes, you did.
I have not.
You didn't? I thought you did.
I have not.
Yes, because you know what he's done in the past much more than he
Well, I could have
does.
sworn you told me that you beat already, but
I haven't beaten Lollipop Chainsaw. I decided I'm not going to beat Oz's Wrath. The last game that wasn't a fighting game that I've beaten was Batman Arkham City.
oh yeah.
I'm curious, why didn't you want to finish Azra's Wrath?
Yeah, that game's pretty good.
Just for my own curiosity.
Yeah, well, what?
okay.
Like, you know, I'm not gonna finish it.
I'm not gonna judge you either
I
way.
just didn't have the time to finish it, and I sat a lot of the times in the game where I'm like, you know, this part would be fun if I was controlling my character.
I know.
Like this boss fight would be boss as shit
If I was actually playing
if I was
it,
fighting
That
him,
wasn't a giant.
and I
it
wasn't
wasn't a
watching
quick time event.
wasn't watching a fucking movie.
Yeah. But I
So-
don't
Didn't I have that criticism before the game came out? Didn't I
You
say
did,
that was
but
gonna
no,
happen?
I didn't expect the whole game to be like
Yeah.
that though.
I
thought
did.
maybe that cutscene was like that. I didn't know the entire game was going to be a quick time event, and it was just really annoying. And I just
Only reason
lost
like
motivation to play it.
I accepted the fact that I did that is because I saw it as okay, that's his gimmick. They want the whole game to be a quick time event.
And
Okay.
the only reason I didn't beat Lollipop Chainsaw is because I was like 3/4 way through the final level, and me being dumb when it said saving at the bottom, I thought that meant checkpoint.
Oh.
Well, a lot of games
I
that
would think that too.
It did not mean checkpoint.
That's a reasonable thing to think.
So I turned it
Yeah.
off and did not. So I was like, I'm taking a break from. I'll beat this final level some other time. But I need a game with upgradable attacks to make me feel like I'm actually
Some
getting
sense of
better.
progress.
Yeah, sense of progress. I need to be getting better as I'm playing.
That's why I like
Sense
Guard
you're-
Type.
You want a sense that you're doing things.
And I need constant stimulation. I can't
Constantly.
have these big moments in games where nothing's happening. That was the problem with the old God of War games for me. Like, it'll be fun as shit, and then when I got to the puzzle, I'm not the smartest cat in the world, and I got stuck on some of these puzzles, and by the time...
Can I be honest?
What?
I looked up a lot of them on Game of FAQs. I just didn't feel like
I
thinking
looked
about
up
them.
one, and it wasn't even that hard. You just pull the switch, it comes up.
They're never hard either. That's the problem. Is that
Yeah.
Was that the?
they're those kinds of do it again stupid puzzles where if you
Yeah.
if you don't realize it at first, you're never gonna get it.
Yeah.
If you really think about it, in God of War 3, there was only one puzzle.
Yeah, and it wasn't that hard. And,
It was
but-
like a 3-second puzzle.
but in the one scene in God of War where you're walking through the desert, I hated that part because I was wandering through the desert for like half an hour.
So I hear the,
And eventually, I wasn't in the game anymore, and I
I
just
don't have
stopped
any more
playing.
memories of that scene. Like I
Yeah, me
played through
neither.
it, it was just another thing that
So,
happened.
See, I've got to have like constant stimulation. I've got to constantly be, reflexing or.
Well, we played that when we were
Like
younger.
some-
too.
The
like
kind of
that.
games I like are the games that are like Hitman, where it's like you had this mission, you had to kill this man, do it the way you see fit. And then we'll just rate you on it at the end.
No, see, I don't like that kind of shit. I just need constant.
Because in Hitman, you can do things however you want. You can even make it look like an accident if you plan it well enough. I didn't do that I usually do that. I just go for the poison.
Yeah.
But it's fun for me just to poison someone's cake and then give it to them.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah, we
That'll be kind of funny.
Like that's how I killed someone in one of my plays. He was a ship captain. He really likes cake, so I poisoned his birthday cake and gave it to him.
Birthday radio phones.
And then I strangled his guards.
Oh, okay. You just add the icing to it. Okay, but
Icing on the cake.
Yay!
Yeah, but I like games that's just like, okay, just have at it. Do it the way you want to.
Right. And if it's a fighting game, it's gotta be smooth. Just it's gotta be smooth. It can't be super difficult. Like I don't have time for Virtual Fighter 5.
Yeah.
I absolutely do not have time for a
Like,
game like that.
okay, I'll
I
push
don't
this
have-
button and then I'll push this button.
I don't have time for super stiff Blaze Blue. I don't have time for that. There's just some things I don't have time for.
And I guess if we're all finished with this question, we can go on to our final question of the and final topic of the evening.
And of Zombie Kast.
Unless we do it next summer.
Unless for summer.
We're doing another hiatus.
Whatever.
It's possible. I'm just putting it out there.
It's a possibility.
What are your top 3 to 5
3 to 5 games, okay.
best games of all time?
Favorite
For you.
games. Okay. For me.
Do you mind if I go first?
No, go ahead, man.
My top game of all time is Dark Cloud 2 for the PlayStation
wait.
2.
Mine's not in like any order. It's just my top favorite 5 games.
Like, my first two,
Five of my favorite.
my top two were always Dark Cloud 2 and Wild Arms 3 for the PS2. Dark Cloud 2 is more like an action RPG, and Wild Arms 3 is just a plain old turn-based RPG. And they were both very good games. They just beat the RPG genre, and I really loved them for it. They were so well done. Really good stories. Next one I would say is Hitman Blood Money. Just because I can do things the way I want to. And it's just something that's fun for me. The second one I would probably say is Fallout New Vegas. I just like New Vegas more than 3. It's personal opinion. And my last one, oh, this is a hard one. Let's go old school. Crash Bandicoot. What the hell? Let's go old school because Crash Bandicoot 3 is my favorite. It's the first one I ever played, so it's just my favorite by the fact of being the first.
Of course.
Oh, I have a good look for you guys. The guy who worked on all 3 of the original Crash
Good
Bandicoot.
luck.
Well,
Good
just
news.
let me listen. No, just let me listen. What?
Yeah, still know what? I'll let you listen. Now, here's what I had to say. What were you saying?
See, this was gonna be good for you, because I was saying something and you just cut me off. The guy who worked on the first 3 Crashes is really trying to get him into PlayStation All-Stars.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
Well, I imagine they're trying, because
Yeah,
there's so many, and Crash was their thing.
You
Why
guys-
wouldn't they
You
try?
guys just
Unofficial
didn't have the time for
Well, it's
that.
because when you mess up, of course we're going to make fun of you.
You guys,
That's what we do.
I was saying it for
It's just fucking Activision.
All right, who wants to go next?
I'm not ready yet.
Okay, I'll go next. Mine's not in any particular order, just my top 5 games. Of course, number 5. I wasn't ready for 5. Number 1. Okay, this is actually my favorite game. Number 1, Killer Instinct 1 for the Super Nintendo. Or arcade. I never actually got to play it in the arcade. The only arcade I ever knew was in was in Wildwood, and it wasn't. And I was 6. It was the first fighting game I actually got good at. And the first fighting game where I did a fatality on my own. No, you wouldn't call them fatalities. They're called no mercies. But whatever. I had a great time. The announcer got me hyped this shit every time. It was like, Ultra, and shit like that. Okay. My second one, Banjo-Tooie for Nintendo 64.
Good choice.
Now, a lot of people will be like, oh, what about Kazooie? It's like, Kazooie's okay, but Banjo-Tooie is the shit. There's so many secrets, and I finally, of course, I use cheat codes, but who the fuck didn't use cheat codes?
When the cheat codes actually did something.
Yeah, so I use cheat codes, but I just use cheat codes for like Regenerate Health, Infinite Eggs and shit, Infinite Fly, just all that, and
Just to make the game more fun.
and my favorite parts was finding the new abilities, like the new attacks, like when you just new attacks, like a drill bird where you can jump in the air and have Kazooie drill.
Like a
And
ground pound.
and they had these things called globos, and when you found them, you can give to this gypsy chick in a tent. I guess it's an Indian, I guess. And then she would change you into she could change you into something like
Like an
Banjo
animal.
would turn to like a refrigerator, or like some other animal, or like a truck. And if you found something called a super globo, it'll turn Kazooie into a dragon.
Yeah, but you can never find. Did you find it?
Oh, fuck yeah, I got it. I 100% in that game.
Oh.
And number 3, Crash Bandicoot 2.
Ah.
No, Brandon said 3. I said 2 because that is the absolute game that I grew up on. I grew up on Crash Bandicoot 2. His first game before Banjo-Tooie that I 100%ed was Crash Bandicoot 2, and I remember everything. I remember the songs. I still remember the ruins level and how hard that shit is. I remember the jet board.
I remember the sewer level.
I remember the sewer. I remember riding the polar bear. I remember if you jumped on the polar bear's head a billion times, it gave you like 20 lives.
I love doing that. I'm not saying you're wrong, because that's also a very, very well made game.
Yeah, it's definitely. Number 4 for me is Wario Land 4. I know people are finding it weird that I have only one fighting game on my list. Street Fighter's just not one of my favorite.
I'm curious, why the 4th?
Why Wario Land 4?
Yes. Why that over the other Wario Lands?
Well, they all play the same, and Wario Land 4 is just better graphics for one.
It was Game Boy Advance.
And Wario Land 4 was my first Game Boy Advance game. Now this is coming from the first handheld game console I had was Game Boy Color, and the only game I ever had for it was worth a damn. I used to on Impulse buy one. That was worth a damn was Pokemon Blue.
And Killer Instinct.
We all used to Impulse buy a lot.
I said no. Killer Instinct for the Game Boy was shit.
Oh,
It
was
a
it?
shitty game. Yeah. And then when I got the Game Boy Advance for Christmas, that shit was boss, man. Cause I'm going from Game Boy Color to Game Boy Advance. The Game Boy Advance's colors by itself, I was like, wow, this piece of technology is a piece of technology. God damn.
Technically,
And it came with Wario Land 4, and I played Wario Land 4 everywhere I went. In the car, in the doctors, at school, on the bus. It was Wario Land 4, and I beat it. The first handheld game besides Pokemon that I beat all the way, multiple times. The soundtrack is stuck in my head, and I love it. Okay, that's my 4th one. I wasn't ready for 5, so give me a second, 'cause I'm sure these two come to me.
Metal Gear Solid.
Yes.
I'm
Metal
not-
Gear Solid 4. Metal Gear Solid 4 is also one of my favorite games, and it's the only one on my list that's next gen. Anyway.
I am now mad at myself because I forgot Final Fantasy Tactics.
Yeah, you gave your list already.
Yeah.
You said it can be anywhere from 3 to 5.
You guys who have been listening since the first Zombie Kast, you know I strongly believe Metal Gear Solid 4 is the perfect game. Everyone has their own version of perfect games. But in my opinion, Metal Gear Solid 4
Is your perfect
is
game.
my perfect game. Everything about it is just so perfect. It is one of my favorite games. Top 5, the story, the ending. Damn the ending. God damn the ending. The last fight with Ocelot on top of the boat with your hand-to-hand. The fight with the Metal Gear Ray versus Metal Gear Rex. God damn. That's a fucking game right there. That was the first game I ever had for PlayStation 3. And god damn, I'm so glad it was the first game I had for PlayStation 3. That is my top 5.
I think I got like top 4.
3 to 5. You can have anywhere
3 to
between.
5.
Alright, my number 1 game is Spider-Man for the PlayStation 1. Mostly for like a lot of nostalgic, but I replayed it and it's still a good game. And it was like one of the first, if you could even say free roam game.
It is not free roam.
It actually does say it's free roam on the back of the box. I'm like,
Well,
yeah.
it's wrong, man.
It's not exactly free roam, but there is a set of buildings where you could go in anywhere you
Well, back
want.
when that Spider-Man came out, there were no free
No.
roams.
Yeah, no.
There were no.
PlayStation 2.
Yeah, not till
Not
Grand
till
Theft Auto
PlayStation
3.
2.
I guess technically you can go anywhere in the level.
You
Yeah.
can go and it's not like a sandbox.
But then again, Hitman was out by then and they had the same thing.
It's true.
Yeah.
But GTA 3 was the first one to do that shit.
I'm just saying like
Well, they had Thief out by then.
a lot of nostalgia. I beat that game like 100 times. It's just a good game. Number 2 is Infamous 2, which that is like my favorite modern generation. Just like all the things you can do, collect
I like the PS2 generation
Flash
as well. It's my favorite
shards.
modern generation.
and extra abilities like fire, napalm, ice. Like that definitely was like a huge selling point. And the melee's a lot better too. And again, I beat that game like 10 times. And my number 3 would be No More Heroes 2, which it just ups No More Heroes 1 in every way.
You added another lightsaber.
Yeah, and you can dual wield, and it was just a lot of uniqueness between the styles of your lightsabers, we're gonna call them.
And none of those crappy mini games.
Yeah,
And they are lightsabers, let's just be real.
yeah, everything that people hated about No More Heroes 1, they fixed in No More Heroes 2.
It's good. It's always nice.
You could make like your own combos, mixing up different swords and stuff. It was just good. And my 4th one, I have to say like Prototype 2, which is like
It's a new one.
a really new one I played.
Very new one.
Mostly because like it's a good game to me. Like good game. Like you can just jump. You can it completely
You
free
can,
roam.
like,
You
jump.
can jump up and down.
Like when you can jump.
You can jump!
Oh shit.
You can jump. I know. There's gory. You can cut people in half. You can basically do whatever you want in a different way. Like you can play through that game in several different times and get like feel a different experience on it. And that's good. But I ain't thinking about a 5th one yet. So
Yeah, mine. Well, my number 1. This game, I have never been like so like dead if I didn't have this game. Was Kingdom Hearts 2. Alright, here's the whole scenario.
No.
Here's the whole scenario about before I had the game.
bitch said
This
Kingdom
is March.
Hearts 2.
I had to go to Puerto Rico. Alright, I had to go to Puerto Rico. The game doesn't come out until like later that March. So I'm in Puerto Rico for 2 weeks. The only thing, I had this little pamphlet from Toys R Us. I had a Kingdom Hearts poster. I just looked at it all day. All day. I could not help just looking at the picture. And then I went to Toys R Us. I didn't get the game, but I saw some kid get it, and I was like, you fucking asshole.
Fucking asshole.
And then when I got it for my birthday, okay, March. I had to wait for 2 more months for May. Got the game.
Orgasm.
No, I did not do anything else.
I does
Like-
no, I did.
Oh, hey, Bevel, you wanna
He
go
came.
to Jersey? No,
Kingdom Hearts.
because I always had a hand on it. I always go there.
He
No.
Kingdom Hearts.
Okay, the game. I love the game for this reason. Okay, you can dual wield keyblades. The action was so fast, so quick, and the story was so lengthy. I mean, the prologue for the game was 3 hours. I mean, that's ridiculous.
Yeah,
but
it is.
you knew the game.
But then the Atlantica thing happened.
But you knew the game was gonna be long and long.
Atlantis.
That's the dance and the singing.
Yes.
Well, I mean,
Atlantica is in Little Mermaid's world.
Yeah, I call it Atlantis.
But
But sort of Atlantis.
I love the story for the game, the combat, and the character-wise. I mean, it was just from my experience, it was like one of my favorite.
Oh,
games
I
of
love
all
it too.
time.
It's a good game.
I
It's
love
not my
it
top
so-
5. It didn't make top 5, but it is one of my favorite games.
Number 2 is a game you recommended to me and changed me. Fallout 3. Okay. At first, I'll never love a first-person RPGs. I thought they were boring, stupid, and pathetic. That's what I thought.
He
That's
said
what I thought.
pathetic.
That's what I
Like,
thought.
boring, stupid.
He's a changed man now.
I came here.
He has confessed his sins to me.
I came here. And
He
he
is
was like,
not
"Hey Ben."
kosher.
I came here. He was like, "Hey Ben, you want to see me play Fallout 3?" I was like, "Why not?" Okay, then I started seeing. I was like, "Oh shit, this shit's hot." You got the plasma guns, all these weird shit, and then I bought the game, Game of the Year edition.
And it is a very
Oh
fun game.
god. I mean, I love the game so much. I mean, the openness of the game was just so beautiful. I liked it better than New Vegas. It was just way more.
I mean, when it comes to just playing the game, it's just more fun than
It's
New
way
Vegas. There's no
larger.
denying that.
I mean, then plus the DLCs. I love how like every DLC besides the expansion, you go to different areas, like just off location. It was just
I do
beautiful
like that.
for me.
I like DLCs.
I mean, you go to Pittsburgh,
I didn't like the alien one, I'll be perfectly honest with you,
but the weapon out of that one was really good. It was really powerful. I mean, I love
which
the game.
one? There were a couple of really good weapons on
Well,
the
the
alien one.
alien long rifle. But the whole game overall was just beautiful, and I thank you, Brandon. And that's why I got the Bethesda game. I mean, that game just changed me. And I mean, I put it's like 80 hours to 100 to that game.
I let you borrow Oblivion if you want to try it out.
Skyrim, shut up. But
Skyrim's your one true love.
but number 3 is Pokemon Sapphire. Pokemon Sapphire. It was the Game Boy Advance game. This one, me and you became friends. But
Right.
the reason why I think this is one of my favorite games is because I never played a Pokemon game where all 3 starters were banging. I mean,
We're banging.
well, no, they're the best. Like,
Blue and red had Bulbasaur.
No.
I mean, you had. I'm just naming. You had Torchic, Mudkip,
Mudkip.
and
Mudkip?
So I heard you like mudkips.
Trico, baby.
Okay, Trico, I love.
Reptil.
I love Trico to Sceptile with the lead play.
That's mine.
But the game overall was just beautiful
I
because,
picked Trico.
I mean, how large is the whole game was just larger, and it was a whole different land. Because the first 2 were connected. This one just separated to its own.
Right.
The Pokemons were banging as crap. I mean, you can't lie, the legendaries were banging.
Oh, dude, the legendaries were banging.
We're
as
crazy.
shit.
That was like where the legendaries got crazy.
Quasar,
cool.
Groudon,
Kyogre, and then the Reggies.
Reggie.
Still better than the Reggies.
There is-
man. Fuck
There was
yes.
a lot now that I
There
think
was.
about it.
And
There was a crap
They even
ton.
had Latios and Latios.
Latias,
so-
yeah, too.
They're banging.
And then what was that other one that was like that red and yellow one, or was that diamond and
The red and
no, fuck,
yellow.
I'm wrong. No, Ruby and Sapphire. They also had there was the Reggies.
Jirachi.
No, there's the Reggies. Yeah, and Jirachi.
Jirachi's and
The Deoxys.
Deoxys.
And then they had those 3 little ones.
No, you're thinking of that's Diamond.
Am I thinking
Like
of Diamond?
Azelf, Oops.
Yeah, am I thinking
That's
of that?
Diamond.
Okay, never mind.
Yeah.
No, I'm thinking of Diamond.
But
I like Ruby too.
but no, that's my idea. That was like my favorite generation Pokemon. It was just beautiful. I mean, you could just start the game and not be disappointed in who you started, and that's what I love. That's what I
Yeah,
love.
I mean, it's like Gold had like Cyndaquil and like
Cyndaquil, all 3 of them kind of suck.
yeah, they're not nearly as cool as Charmander, Squirtle,
Yeah, Totodile, Cyndaquil. No one fucking picked
Chikorita.
Chikorita.
I hate Chikorita.
Who fucking plays
Meganium.
Chikorita, Meganium, Bayleaf?
Chikorita's like
Even Cyndaquil's whole line sucked.
yeah.
And just
It was weak.
just the whole second generation.
Think
wasn't
about it,
good.
Totodiles wasn't the
Totodiles
most
wasn't
unique
good
either.
Crocodile.
Well-
Come on. No, it's fucked up. He'll go from a crocodile
To an alligator.
to it's crocodile. Crocodile thing turns to an alligator.
I know, right? Like,
For alligator.
For
when
alligator.
it was Totodile,
Then
for,
crocodile.
Crocodile.
You just say one crocodile to, and he said alligator, and then you said no, it's crocodile to an alligator.
Huh? No, crocodile to an
No,
alligator.
because it was Crocodile to
It was
Crocodile to
crocodile
alligator.
to an alligator.
But none of the transformations look like it.
No, of course.
I don't
Crossball
know.
had the round thing.
Oh,
Dinosaur.
and here's the good thing with Ruby and Sapphire and Emerald running.
No, yeah.
You
that's
can
right.
run
But
and
you
not-
can't hide.
and not freaking walk the whole journey.
Wait.
I'm sorry. But my fourth one, and I know you might not like it, is Mass Effect 3.
No, Mass Effect is a good game. Don't get me wrong.
Dare you?
I love the whole intensity of the game, the whole purpose. I mean, like, everywhere you go is just complete disaster because of the Reapers. And, I mean, until the ending, yeah, it was a disappointment, but the whole weapon, the whole, like, each classes were so beautiful. I liked it. I mean, you felt overpowered in each class. And each class, you can carry any weapon you want.
That was a
So
very
you
good
were
idea.
not limited to just a submachine gun. Or you
Oh,
could
yeah,
have some
submachine.
rifle.
That was a good
Assault
idea.
rifle.
The weight system was a good
Oh,
idea.
yeah.
I will
But-
say that Mass Effect is a great game. Do not get me wrong.
It's not perfect.
It
but-
disappointed me because I expected even more from Bioware than you do other developers.
Yeah.
And your last pick?
My last pick will have to be Skyrim.
Okay.
Skyrim because
2 Bethesda games. Just note that.
I actually compared my Fallout 3 to my Skyrim, and I had over 90 hours in Skyrim, 80 hours in Fallout. The reason why, I mean, I think Skyrim has more side missions. There's so much more.
That's a
To do.
I also kind of think
I
because
just wanna
Fallout New
know-
Vegas came out and you want that.
I just want to note
Oh, yeah,
that
that too.
he used to hate open world RPGs. Now he has 2 of them in his top 5.
I just love them. I
And
mean,
he's got 3 of them in his entire inventory.
I know, right?
that's the honestly for the past 2 weeks, the only game I've been playing is Skyrim for some reason. And
It is a game you can come back to and have fun. And have a reliable fun.
I had to take a break. I was getting bored. Now I did a lot of Danger Quest, but that's my my top 5 list. I mean,
Oh, fuck,
And
I
it's-
fucked my list up again.
I've done the same thing, so no
I never
worries.
said my 5th one. My 5th one is Ratchet & Clank Future, the Kraken Time one.
Yeah, that's the
Mostly-
one that everyone loves.
It's because like that's great, like the jet hover booth thing. That was cool. That was real cool.
Well, the one I fucked up with and forgot somehow is actually my favorite game that's not a fighting game, and it is Dead Rising.
Oh
how
yeah.
did you forget that?
I
How
was
did
like,
you forget that?
I was like, what the? How do I forget? That's my favorite game. That is not.
It happened to me
Killer
too.
Instinct. It's
Happened
Dead
to
Rising.
me
That is
too.
like my favorite game with like my favorite character
Oh,
ever.
my.
Ever.
It's
Frank
very
West is
boring
my
now.
favorite character
He's colorblind.
I
ever.
wouldn't even say like non-fighting, but he's in the fighting game.
Yeah, and he's in a fighting game.
Two
He's
of
in
them.
Marvel vs. Capcom.
I
And
mean,
Tatsunoko.
I forgot.
There are a lot. Let's be honest. There's a
like,
lot of good games out there.
20
Speaking of
hours,
top
yeah.
5, is hard.
It is
Yeah.
hard.
Yeah.
And if I could replace one of my games with Dead Rising, it would probably be probably Wario Land 4.
But for the most part, I think we can wholeheartedly recommend any of the games that were said here.
Oh yeah. Definitely.
Dead Rising, everyone plays.
And even then, I don't think Mass Effect 3 was as good as it could have been, but I think you should buy it. I think you should definitely buy it.
If you're a big fan of RPGs,
You
sci-fi.
want to see that terrible one? That shit.
then
Just don't play the last mission.
Yeah.
Done.
There you go.
Done.
Everything else before that is awesome.
Anything that doesn't involve the ending or Cerberus is completely awesome.
Skyrim.
Alright, that wraps up our
Zombie Kast.
final Zombie Cast of the season.
Damn.
Zombie Cast Season 1. Just maybe.
Maybe. It's a maybe. Question mark.
Anyway, I am your illustrious host, as in I burn in the sun, Brandon Carey. Joining me is James Huggs Hughes,
At your service.
Benjamin Mexican Figueroa,
It's DX Darkness Figueroa, dumbass.
and Coach Dill Pickles.
Again, I'm not joking.
Oh, P.S. Before we sign off, next week is the first episode of season 2 of Zombie Grove. So, guys,
That's when we're recording it.
yeah, yeah, that's when we're recording it. It's not when it's gonna be uploaded. Sorry, guys. Yeah, just know that once this week is over, and then by what's today, Saturday?
Yeah.
Next Saturday or Friday or Sunday. So sometime during the weekend, we will be recording Zombie Crew, and then after that, I will be editing Zombie Crew, and I'll try to get it up.
In a timely manner.
I'll try to get it up a week after the recording. So we'll be
In like
recording
2 weeks.
next. So in 2 weeks, the next Zombie Crew will be posted for all you guys because we're back.
I hope you're excited for it, guys.
Because we're back and we're better than ever. We have stepped our shit up. We have stepped it up, and you guys will see
And
it.
hopefully, since we're doing it in parts now, it'll be a little faster.
Yeah. Now when you guys are out there and you see Zombie Crew, you won't have to see that 45 minutes. You're like, fuck. You'll see like 10 to 15 minutes max, and then you'll be able to watch it more. And then maybe release it in days, maybe by days.
Yeah.
Every 2 days or some shit. Okay.
And that's Zombie Kast. Sign off. See you
See
later,
ya.
guys.
I'm not
Enjoy
Jerry.
yourselves.
Oh.
I'm not